Walker's with me. He's with American Family Radio, and American Family Radio's 180 radio stations. I should know this since I'm gifted to have a program there. It is books, it's films. There's a film coming out about your grandpa, Don Wildmon, called Culture Warriors, one of the original Culture Warriors. I wanted to show you a video that Caitlin Clark, she's in an interview, and she's speaking to children. I want you to see this in a second. But first off, have you watched this response to Caitlin Clark and the WNBA? And she got 80% of fouls, and of egregious fouls. She broke some 900 records. You've watched this phenomenon. What have you made of this, the WNBA and her response there? And
so what is the WNBA without Caitlin Clark, right? They've made
it's 20% of what it is.
Yeah, she's made the WNBA what it is today. I mean, who used to watch that? Now it's very popular. So, yeah, I've kind of kept an eye on this.
So I've watched her be assaulted effectively.
Yes, on the court.
Right, and hunted down and assaulted. Meanwhile, she's setting all of these records. And I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember when the WNBA started? Did you track that when it started?
No.
So we got free tickets to the first WNBA game in Seattle, or one of the first. I don't know if it was the first, but I knew a woman at Microsoft who was one of the owners of the team. So, wow, oh my gosh, thank you for this. You know, my little girl's an athlete. And so we got the tickets and said to my little girl, hey, let's invite some of the girls from skating. I go and I look at the website to see where our seats are. That night was about Planned Parenthood. Everyone was to come in wearing pink to support Planned Parenthood. And my heart broke. And I went to my little girl and said, here's what they're doing. She goes, oh, we can't go to that. I mean, why would they do that? Why would they talk about killing babies there? I think there's a genesis of the WNBA where it was almost born as a grievance league, or let's say it this way, as a coveting league. Does that seem overblown to you?
No, it doesn't. And when you look at the WNBA, it's really not able to operate as a standalone entity. It's often subsidized by the NBA, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the purpose of the WNBA was as far as their motive. Was it this like equity thing where if we've got a male thing, we have to have a female thing? I don't know. But it's good. I think it's entertaining. Caitlin Clark has made it popular. But, yeah, I don't know much about the history of the WNBA, but I know in and of itself the business model really doesn't function. They have to have the NBA as a subsidy.
They do. And then Caitlin Clark's come along, and the games that she's in are, and you made this point, 5-6 times as much viewed as the game she's not in. So I wanted you to see this video in a second of Caitlin Clark sort of giving advice to kids, and she got a cool message from her third-grade teacher, so we'll get to that. Caitlin Clark can't do what she does without taking great care of her body. So I am gifted to work out around world-class CrossFit athletes and the things they go through in recovery. So a week of working out equals to them, a couple hours working out equals a couple hours of recovery. So they're in ice tubs, they're rolling out, they'll have sports medicine docs, mobility docs. I've got a sports medicine doc who's a good friend of mine, and I'm not anywhere near a great or even good CrossFit athlete, but I'm an old dude. I also use some things that are really simple that you can do right now. There's a product called Masszymes. And Masszymes are incredibly potent digestive enzymes. My friends Matt and Wade run a company called Bioptimizers. They did 243 experiments before they would put the Bioptimizer's name on this, Bioptimizer's name. And they went to Berkshire International University in Bosnia. They did a side-by-side test. People who ate food and took Masszymes saw a 1,200% increase in the presence of amino acids in their bodies. Amino acids and branched-chain aminos build proteins, which build muscle. Even if you're not an athlete, if you want to age gracefully, still be able to do the things you want to do, not have to be lifted out of chairs, you need to maintain muscle. So go to bioptimizers.com/Todd. You get 10% off Masszymes and all their products. And I just say one other thing. You're getting more nutrition with every bite of food because of how this stuff works. It's bioptimizers.com/Todd. Walker, here is Caitlin Clark, a message to kids about achieving their dreams. So let's watch this.
We have a special message for you. Oh, gosh. Take a look. That's scary, huh?
Hi, Caitlin. It's Kathleen Dre, your old third grade teacher. Just wanted to let you know how proud of you we are all at St. Francis. Seems like just yesterday you were in my class. We are all cheering loud for you. My current students and I are now the biggest Fever fans. Go Fever!
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. That was my third grade teacher. She had to deal with me in 3rd grade, and I was so competitive. So sorry to her. I feel bad.
But the fever is spreading. She says she and her class and all the kids at your school. And how about all the kids out there? What kind of message do you want to send to them, or what would you like to say to them about achieving their dream? Because this has been your dream as long as you can remember.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like just dream big. And you know, obviously I went to the University of Iowa. I'm from Iowa. Like I kind of just bet on myself, and I always believed in myself. And I think that's the biggest thing from a young age. Like my parents always instilled confidence in me. You know, they never told me I couldn't achieve something, but also like I worked really hard for it. And I think that's what I'm really proud of, is like I earned it, I deserved it, and nothing was ever like given to me. And yeah, more than anything, just believed in myself, and that's what I'm going to try to take to the next level.
You know, you said you had this dream since 2nd grade. What was the initial spark? Where did it first come from?
Well, I grew up with an older brother and a younger brother, and I always wanted to be like my older brother. Like, whenever he was playing sports, like, I'd always tag around. I would cry all the time. Like, my mom did not like it. Like, I just wanted to be like him. And then my dad played college sports, too. So, and he was my first ever basketball coach. So I would say, like, all of that.
So the beginning of that, her response, okay, me too, brother.
Yeah.
Me too. I'll let you go first, because you got to be the first to say it, Walker Wildmon.
This is the antithesis of wokeness, right?
Yeah.
Because there was nothing about, you know, we need more government to help people get to this level, or, you know, I didn't make it here because, you know, there was a white person who jumped in front of me, or whatever type of DEI, guiltness, wokeness. That's the type of narrative today. But that was all centered on hard work, good parents, and work ethic. And that's the motto that we need today, right? Because everybody wants to blame their circumstances on everyone else. But she took ownership, and she's excelling tremendously.
She is, and that's all positive. And here's what kind of broke my heart a little bit, is I didn't hear her say, hey, I just, you know, God gifted me with height.
No, none of that.
He gifted me with a love for this. He gifted me with fast twitch muscle fibers. And look, you can create more fast twitch muscle fibers by working and being diligent, and you can have neurological adaptations where even if you have slower twitch, I mean, you can get there. So I love what she said. I love what you said. But this is, to me, such a part of modern society that I kind of see God up there going, wow, I think wait, did you make yourself all these things?
Yeah.
Right? And I don't mean to bag on her, because that's a very small clip, and for what I know, she goes around speaking the Lord's name, although I've never seen her do that.
Yeah.
Is that a part of what America misses? That we can see something like that, she's so accomplished, but that the rest of the world, or at least the rest of America, it's not weird to them that people don't thank God for that.
Yeah. It's part of a society that really doesn't have a proper view of creation and a proper view of where we all get our gifts and abilities from. And when you look at how we're created, to your point, Todd, it's clear that we have a creator, right? I was driving in the car the other day, and I was thinking to myself, I was looking at this beautiful sunrise, and I'm thinking, how does an unbeliever look at the world and go, yeah, this is just an accident. You know, this is part of the Big Bang Theory. You just can't do that with any semblance of integrity and logic and reason. Clearly, we all have a created order here, and it's all by God. So, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing that you do get by a lot of these pop stars and these sports athletes is now there's exceptions to the rule, right? There's Patrick Mahomes. There's others, Mahomes, that give credit to God for their abilities, and that's the first thing they say at press conferences. But then there are others, like you just played there, and the self-help kind of coaching, and this is very prevalent in high schools around the country and in elementary schools, where you bring in this kind of inspirational speaker, and it's all about you can do better, believe in yourself. And there's a place for that, right? Especially with a lot of young people that have anxiety, don't have any self-esteem, right? They need some of that. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't have any doubt in our mind where we get our abilities from, and that is God, our creator.
Absolutely. And that's beautifully, beautifully well said. And I would maybe close this out this way. When you think about what Walker brought up, that look, none of this can be happenstantial. I love when we accidentally see atheist organizations admit that. I love it. And this recently happened with NASA, and they were scanning the universe, and they came across a shape that was perfectly round. and they came along and said, well, perfect roundness doesn't happen accidentally. Oh, really? Thanks for admitting that.